Imagine you were on a plane. You sit back and relax. You probably take for granted all of the work that goes into making your flight arrive safely. There was someone else taking on a huge responsibility. This person is an air traffic controller. Hi, I'm Jack Brandt, and I'm here to inform you about what an air traffic controller really does. The air traffic controller has one of the most stressful jobs out there. It should make you feel confident that air traffic controllers have ample training, therefore they are prepared to handle an assortment of situations. There are several paths to becoming an air traffic controller. The first path is to have a bachelor's degree. The second path is to have 3 years of work experience with increasing responsibility each year. Another path is a combination of college and work experience. Once an applicant becomes an air traffic controller, they have 2 to 4 years of on-the-job training. Let's talk about the day in the life of an air traffic controller at the Philadelphia International Airport. There are over 500 flights coming in and out of Philadelphia every day. That's one every 2 minutes. You'll notice that these controllers look fairly young. That's because air traffic controllers are forced to retire at 56 due to federal regulations. This is because mental sharpness is required to perform the job. Controllers have to monitor and direct the traffic of all aircraft in the air and on the ground. There are 3 types of controllers in the tower. The delivery controllers evaluate flight plans and ensure the route is still valid. Events like wildfires or VIP transport could cause a route to no longer be valid. The delivery controllers are the ones responsible for determining if the route is valid. Another type of controller is the ground controller. They manage aircraft that are taxiing on the ground at the airport. The third type of controller is the tower controller. Tower controllers manage takeoffs and aircraft on final approach. The controllers on site rotate between working delivery, ground, and tower. Now let me tell you about their work environment. Controllers are seated in a semi-dark room to allow maximum visibility of maps, radar screens, and the outside world. Air traffic controllers are on headsets speaking to potentially 20 to 40 pilots at the same time. Have you ever tried to have multiple conversations with people? It's not an easy thing to keep straight. Now imagine doing that times 10 or 20. Some of the screens that an air traffic controller interfaces with. This is a typical screen, which would be hard to stare at for 10 hours straight. So the federal government makes it mandatory for position switches every 2 hours. Controllers also have 2-hour breaks in between position switches. The schedules are dynamic, which can lead to fatigue. This is another chart that an air traffic controller might be using. There is not a lot of time for fun in this job, especially when the weather conditions are challenging. Bad weather leads to delays, and traffic can build up. If winds are shifting, air traffic controllers must shift all aircraft to a different directional runway for takeoff and landings. So go back to the image of yourself sitting on a plane. Maybe you're drinking a delicious beverage and reading a magazine. While you sit there in peace, many people, like air traffic controllers, are working frantically to allow your flight to take off and arrive safely.